Hello everyone, my name is Kacker, and today I will be presenting my Williston Scholars Spanish project, Spanish Learning 2021 edition. As I mentioned before, I'm currently taking Williston Scholars and I chose to do Spanish. The reason I chose to do Spanish in Williston Scholars is because Williston Scholars Spanish is a challenging yet interesting course, and for me it was a new way to practice my Spanish skills. I've been taking Spanish in 7th grade and it's a language I've fallen in love with. And for this reason, I decided to take this class as well. Also, I am a scholar, so it was only right. What is my project? My project is a series of creative educational videos built up of related content with built-up difficulties. Also, these characters, as you see on the side, are the popular TV show and movie characters who are the teachers, because these videos are aimed toward a younger audience. And also, my videos are posted to TikTok, and I'll go into why I did that later. So why did I do this project? The first reason is familial influence. That is a picture of my brother and I in the top left. He's a big part of my life. He's only 10 years old, and he's also taking Spanish just as I am. He often calls me and texts me and says, "Avi, help me with this Spanish homework," or "Avi, this Spanish homework is so boring, I don't want to do it." Because it's oftentimes just worksheets or different types of readings that he doesn't really want to do. And that had me thinking, what can I do to help him? So I decided to make these videos. Also, my personal experience in Spanish factors into why I decided to make these videos. I've had many pros throughout my Spanish experience, from being able to talk to people, talk to native speakers now, and now I'm also in the AP level, which is an accomplishment I'm proud of. But a con of my Spanish experience was that there has been times where I've thought of Spanish as kind of a class, not as much as an activity. And now I think of it as an activity. And that was because sometimes when I was learning, I would become bored with what I was learning because it was taught in somewhat of a boring fashion. You know, as I mentioned before, worksheets and things like that. And the point of these videos is to teach conversational skills and essential topics which are used in everyday life. In addition, my format of TikTok helps kids learn learning skills which are essential to their life as well. Another reason I picked TikTok is because I see it as a modern day picture book. What do I mean by modern day picture book? Well, basically, if you're familiar with TikTok, you know how it works and that you scroll through videos which are between 30 seconds and 3 minutes long. And also, kids spend over 100 minutes a day in the US under the age of 18. So I wanted kids to have a way to learn Spanish in a fun way that wouldn't interrupt their activities in a sense. How did I do this project? So this project was built up into 3 phases. The research and selection phase was the first phase of my project. The first phase was that I had to learn why educational videos are important. This research was all done in Spanish, by the way. So researching why educational videos are important taught me that kids learn best at a young age with pictures and audio because that helps them understand information and also be interested by it. Next, I had to learn how to create videos. This was also done in Spanish. And this was quite difficult for me because I'm not the most tech-savvy person, and using different types of applications such as iMovie seems straightforward, but there's so many little pieces that I had to learn how to do as well, and that became difficult. Finally, picking my topic and forming an idea was something that also came difficult for me because there is so many topics to choose from in Spanish. But thankfully, with the help of my peers and Ms. Kacker, I came up with a solid topic and many ideas for it. Next was my work phase. In my work phase, I had to create scripts and put my ideas together. When creating a script, I had to come up with the best combination of ideas with also kind of fun information so that kids would be interested by it. Then I had to find pictures and sounds to accompany the work. Though it seemed pretty easy, there were so many pictures and so many sounds I had to use to make the videos come together that it took up a lot of time. Finally, creating the final product. I had to edit and work with the little details so much to try and perfect my videos and make sure that it was up to standard. And finally, once I've submitted my first video to TikTok, I felt super relieved. And now I was able to create more videos as well. So before I start, I want to explain that this video is an accumulation of the videos I've done in the past. So there are 3 other videos which build up to this video. This video is a dialogue between 2 popular characters who I'm sure you're all familiar with, Woody and Buzz from Toy Story. And they kind of discuss things such as the weather and also use the verb ser, which is a description, which is a verb used to describe, which you can use to describe things. And these are also 2 things which were taught in previous videos. At the end of the video, there's a quiz, so stay tuned.
Hola, Buzz. Hola, Woody. ¿Qué tiempo hace hoy? Hace mucho calor. Ay, Dios mío, ¿cómo estás? Yo estoy bien. ¿Y tú, mi amigo? Yo estoy triste. ¿Por qué? Slinky es mi mejor amigo y él está enfermo. No te preocupes, Woody. Slinky es muy fuerte. Gracias, Buzz. Tú eres muy inteligente. Escuchar y responder. ¿Qué tiempo hace? Hace frío, hace sol, hace viento, hace calor.
So let's see who's paying attention. Any ideas? Feel free to call out. Hace calor? All right, let's see.
Pick number 3.
Hace calor.
Great answer.
¿Cómo es Buzz? Inteligente, tonto, gordo, pequeño.
Number 1.
Number 1? All right, let's see. Good answer.
Inteligente. ¿Por qué Woody está triste? Hace calor. Slinky está enfermo. Buzz está enfermo. Woody es bajo.
2.
2? That sounds good. Yep.
Slinky está enfermo. ¿Cómo es Slinky? Bajo, feo, fuerte, alto.
Oh, that one gave away the answer, but yep, it was fuerte.
Fuerte.
That's number 3.
Hola, Buzz.
So this is what the account looks like. So at the end of my presentation, I'll leave the name of my account and feel free to check it out, leave a like, drop a follow. That'd be very much welcome. So why did I do a quiz at the end of that TikTok that you just watched? Well, I did a quiz because it makes sure that the kids are not just watching because they have to watch, but watching because they're interested and also following along at the end. Also, each one of the answers incorporated another idea which was taught beforehand. So my takeaways from this presentation. The first one is that content creation is very hard. Topic selection was a big part of my presentation in the early stages because I wasn't sure if this was actually the project I wanted to do. Before I picked this project, I had a project about life in Spain, and I really was interested in it, but I thought to myself, what could I do with this project? And I felt as though there was many alternatives for other projects. And I finally decided on this project, which I'm really happy I picked. Next, in actual content creation, trial and error and posting, deleting my TikToks was a big part of what made content creation hard for me. I tried so many different things when creating this project. For example, what type of pictures to use, what kind of audio to use, what kind of even topics to do. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and when I finally decided, then I got to work. So this project was very time consuming. I had to use over 100 images, but you can see there's just some of them on my desktop home screen. And I also had to spend several days per video editing, adding information, and editing again. It was a very long process. But thankfully, I've received positive feedback from my videos. I've received over 650 views in one of my Minions videos, which there's a surprise if you watch it. I did actually edit the voice to sound like a minion, which is quite funny. And I've also received great comments such as, "Thank you for making this content," or "My son really enjoyed this video," watching from people I don't even know, surprisingly, actually. So I was very happy about that because it shows that people are actually using my content for good. And finally, reflecting back on my process, I would have liked to make more videos so that it become more of a larger account and portfolio almost, because then kids could scroll through it for even longer. I think that if I was able to learn how to create a video more effectively, I could have done that, but creating a video is very hard. So thank your teachers when they do that for you. This is my works cited page. And then, thanks for listening. Check out Avi Spanish on TikTok. Any questions? Preguntas. Yep.
Tengo una pregunta.
¿Qué es?
In thinking about the tenses you used or the accent you used, TikTok is obviously global and you have
Yeah.
quite a bit of variation between different countries in pronunciation and tenses.
Yeah.
How did you tackle that piece?
Well, so for me, what I did was I tried to kind of mirror it to how I learned Spanish as well, because like at Williston in the younger Spanish classes, especially, like they learn Spanish all in the same way, regardless of who the teacher is, or you know. And I wanted to keep it kind of like the basic way. If you're a student in the U.S. taking Spanish, how would it be taught to you? Because I know obviously in Spain there's a different type of Spanish than there is in Mexico, for example. But I tried to keep it almost like generic so that there wouldn't be that issue. Yeah, Henry?
What was your initial reaction to all those positive comments in your videos?
I mean, I was quite honestly surprised because I thought like TikTok's such a huge platform and like my account is so small that people wouldn't really be able to see it. But then when I did start getting comments and like got so many views, I was like, wow, like that made me feel pretty happy because I did spend a lot of time on these videos and researching why videos are important for kids, and it showed that it kind of paid off. All right. Oh, yeah.
I thought about that, you know, it kind of seems like TikTok is for, you know, the younger generation and kind of the old heads like
Yeah.
me who have young children possibly are kind of in the Reels world. Have you thought about moving or doing, posting your videos on both platforms?
Yeah, so I think for me, because the content I created was, in a sense, I guess, aimed towards the younger audience, this type of style I wanted to specifically on TikTok because of the statistic I mentioned before about like over 100 minutes on TikTok a day, which is crazy to think about. It's over an hour and a half, and that's for kids in the US under 18. And I'm sure many of you guys spend a lot of time on TikTok just as I do. So I thought that kind of the mix of TikTok with the younger, with the characters I used, because they're for a younger audience, that would create a good mix for kids to be able to learn Spanish well. But if I were to create videos for an older audience, I would do things such as, what is it, Facebook, or how do you guys? No, I'm just kidding.
I was coming at it from like the angle of, you know, parents on on Reels scrolling through, they
Yeah.
see these educational videos, they're like, oh, sweet, let's show my child who's trying to learn Spanish. So that was coming from
Yeah,
that lens.
I think my goal was kind of just to make these videos so that when kids try to look up like, you know, Spanish learning on TikTok or something, it'll get to a point where, you know, maybe that Minions video in a month will have 10,000 views and then people start seeing it more. Stuff like that. I don't know. I think that'd be cool. Yep.
What is the age range? Like, you said just what is the targeted age?
So I guess the target audience is probably students between the ages, you know, like 5 and 15. However, I'm not gonna say like, if you're 70 years old, if you want to watch a Minions Spanish TikTok, feel free to, you know. But I think for a younger audience, especially because of all the factors I mentioned with like the characters, which are like TV show characters for younger kids, kind of like Toy Story, Minions, SpongeBob, those type of characters, which like I watched as a kid, I'm sure many other people watched as a kid. That would kind of catch my attention if I was a younger, you know, 5, 10-year-old kid on TikTok.
Thank you.
Thank you.